Hey everybody, I'm getting ready to sew a zipper onto a jacket that's actually coming off, and what you're going to need is a zipper shoe. It's also called a half shoe, but if you go on eBay you got to do a search for zipper shoes, okay, because otherwise a half shoe will come up, no kidding, as a half shoe. So let me take you over to the garment and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing. Alright, this is a very thick down jacket, and here's the zipper that is out. Okay, it actually goes into this little slot right here, just like that. So it goes between this and it's sewn to the fabric over here. So I'm just going to, if you look on this side here, it's not sewn all the way through. So it's sewn to the outside layer. I really dislike this because it makes it so weak. You're sewing on a piece of really thin nylon, and it makes it so weak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it and pin it into place. I'm using the little straight pins. And I'm going to pin it into place, leaving room for where the single line of stitch is going to go, and I'm going to double that line too. Once the first stitch is in, it's going to stay in place. I'm going to run another one to make it secure. When I do work, it's fixed for life. So I'm going to go ahead and pin it into place, and then you want to cut all the thread out, and then you want to go back over. It's hard to see because of the light. I'm going to try and bring it up into the light. But right here is where it's coming apart. You want to reinforce that area when you're stitching. So go over about 1 inch, go back and forth a couple of times, and then run it through, and then run it through again when you're done. Well, there's the pins. Okay, I pinned it in the best I can. Okay, under the circumstances. All right, you do see it going where the stitches would be. So what I'll do is I'll start up upstream somewhere, and as I get down here, I'll pull the pins out and just keep going. Go basically right over the existing stitch where the holes are. And then my second one will probably go over where the pins are, because the holes should be kind of fresh. And almost like a really narrow double needle stitch, as straight as I can, just to reinforce it. Alright, run the zipper back and forth to make sure it works, and you should be fine. Okay, so now the problem is that shoe is only in one direction. So that goes over the section where the zipper is not. Because if you had use a normal shoe, then it probably won't stitch right, and you get a bunch of stitching. Alright, so that's how important it is. And so I have to run it through just like it's sitting now. And I have an order coming off of eBay that has the shoes on both sides. A single shoe on both sides and right down the middle. So I can probably show you that order at the very end of this video. Alright, so I set the needle in there, put a couple of stitches going back and forth to reset, to set the back. Now underneath there's this little black fabric that is actually sewn to up here. So you need to make sure that this comes out and you're actually sewing to that black fabric, if that applies to you. Alright, that way it all stays looking the same, like nothing ever even happened. Alright, just remember when you get to the bottom where the zipper is that you go back and forth a couple of times to reinforce it. If you're doing this by hand, which you can do, it's just a little tougher and you're going to pin yourself a couple of times, but go ahead and do that, and reinforce the ends really good. It's better to do it with a sewing machine because zippers do put a lot of stress on the jacket. And there it is. You can't really see the repair too well in there. Alright, got the flashlight on there so you can see it. Alright, but that's pretty sweet. Okay, that's the one I did right there, and can't even tell it's done. Maybe somebody with a really good eye could probably tell the spacing there, but that little dot right there is where I started. Hey, subscribe, see a whole lot more helpful videos. Take care, bye.